Howdy, everybody. And today we're about to talk about the Obelisk. Yeah, we've been needing to get out a video for the Obelisk because it's been out for a few days now and I haven't really talked about it at all outside of maybe a few people discussing things on Discord. So I want to give you guys a few tips and let you see some of the game footage that's happening in the background while we go through this. So let's get into it. I want to first start off by saying this content is not for early to mid game players. This is more of a late to end game. Technically, this content is not even for people that's on global. This is more of the people that's had Korean accounts that's been playing for a while because this content is extremely hard. Pretty much after you get past the third floor, it starts scaling really high. And it's like if you're not progressed, like you're in extreme and like pretty, you don't have like 30k combat power progressed, you're gonna have a bit of a tough time dealing with a lot of the fights after floor 3, maybe 4. With that being said, just want to let you know that it's going to require a bit of strategy to get through each floor because you do have conditions that have to be met. So, I want to say don't worry about 3-star in every stage. Just get that first initial clear. Get the bronze clear if you can. 3-star to come later because what I wanted to do is I wanted to take my Lucilica account, which this is the game footage that you see in the background, and go through and 3-star some of the stages and kind of show off like some of the 3-stars that I achieved. But then I was thinking about it as I got further in, it was a lot harder to get those. Some of them I was able to clear, but I wasn't able to get the 3-stars on, and then that's when I realized maybe it's not best to try to 3-star because some of them require you, and I can show you in here now. Like some of these fights require you to have specific heroes or specific classes. Like this one currently, what we're looking at, it says win with the Earth Charlotte. We need that. And then some of them, if I can find one, says use the defense formation, which isn't bad. Have one or more clerics, which is okay. But if we go to the higher ones, we have one here that says win with 2 or more warriors. So you have to specifically have 2 warriors. And then this one says win in 35 turns. So you have to beat this floor within 35 turns. Plus you have to have the Earth Asteroid to boot just to get your 2 and your 3-star victory, which more likely your first clear, you might not even be able to get it within 35 turns. And then you might not be able to bring a hero that you don't have built. Like I found myself in a position where I needed the blue Vanessa to revive a hero towards the end of the fight. Like I get to the boss and we just leave the hero dead, and then I have a revive just before we go to the
Bruh.
boss because it's no way we're gonna get keep everybody alive at the same time winning with a specific hero that I don't have gear for, that I don't have built, that's like level 1 or something. And you're gonna be faced with those kind of issues. And the reason why that's another reason why it's not for early to mid level players, because you don't have a lot of heroes built, and it's not really for global because you probably focused on maybe a few heroes that you have built out even if you're late to end game, and you still don't have quite a lot, so you have to put a lot of resources into heroes that you just didn't plan to build. And we can go to some of the other stages that's further on. This one saying you need 2 snipers. It says within 40 turns, and it just keeps going on with these different conditions that are hard to meet. Like the 13th floor, you have to have the red pup. Like some of us don't have the red pup, and some of us do have them. But it's like I have red pup on one account and he's actually built, but on my other accounts, I don't have him at all. I had no chances of. I had no purpose in getting him and building him if I didn't necessarily need him. So it's like now I need him for this fight. And then you're gonna have floors that are gonna be completely ridiculous for F2P players. So some of these rewards are possibly not gonna be able to be grasped, but so don't worry about it. Let's move on. somebody had pointed out that you get a lot of experience. I didn't really pay it attention, but after they showed it, then I started looking. As you can go through the floors, you do get a lot of experience. And once you get the 3-star clear, you can no longer do the floor anymore, which is kind of a bummer. They should let you get free fights on the floor after clearing with the 3-star. But however, you can still go back and continue to do a floor that you haven't 3-star cleared. So you can get a bit of experience and do a little somewhat of experience farming within reason because you only have 5 floors that you can farm on. So do keep that in mind that you can get experience. Do you guys remember the Holy Trinity? I hope you do, especially if you've been following, watching my content thus far. Not just watch one video, came to Discord, and then start asking a bunch of questions and haven't watched the video since. Like literally, go watch my content. Like stop this video right now and go watch some of them older videos that we have done since global release, and then come back to this video because you might be missing something. But the Holy Trinity. Like if you're probably gonna need not just one but multiples of these heroes. Like if you've built out your Green Charlotte and you did really good with her, that's great. Find a Danny and use her. But I find with these heroes to get these 3-stars, if you're trying for the 3-star, which I don't recommend if it's a little bit out of your reach, if you're trying for the 3-star, you might need your blue Vanessa to ensure that that hero survives because you don't have the experience to level them up, nor that you should be putting your pots into heroes that you're not going to be using in your content. That's why she will be an important hero to be in your team just to revive a dead ally in battle. Don't forget the Red Nessa, who is important at just mitigating damage all around. You could get away with just using her, or a combination of 2 running double healer and running 2 of the Holy Trinity members. All depends on what you need for your battle and what you could possibly do. Play around with your compositions. Don't just stick to one specific team. Do things because this content is meant for you to have multiple heroes built. It's not meant to you to have one team and expect that one team to just go through. You're going to need to have some variety because as it get tougher, certain heroes is just not going to perform as well, and it will require you to have someone else to pick up the slack for where another hero won't be able to shine. Because these enemies hit real hard. Like the waves, they hit hard, and let alone getting to the boss, which can probably just one shot your team. On a quick side note, I will be doing a tier list for the Obelisk really soon and updating all of my prior tier lists. So stay tuned for that. If you've noticed by now, my green Lucilica has been one-shotting bosses left and right, bodying bosses, at least some of the earlier stages. If you have her, make sure you build her. If she's in your contract, just know that you need to be saving up mats to max build her as soon as you get her. If you're unable to get her, I feel sorry for your poor decisions in this game. Unless you're just some OP whale or dolphin that just got some OP stuff, maybe a green Lapis or something, then don't worry about what I'm saying. But for the rest of you, especially you F2P players, if you didn't follow my guidelines, you've messed up. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But don't worry, there's more. So now I'm going to give out a few hero types that you're going to need when doing the Obelisk. And we're going to start off by saying you're going to need some form of stun, AoE stun like Fram. If you bought the new hero, the Blue Sophie, then you're covered. She's just pretty much a better Fram. You got 2 AoE stuns. She's insanely broken for this content, and I figured that's what she was gonna be. I mean, even though they gave the Light Sophie, the Blue Sophie skills, or they gave the Light Sophie skills to the Blue Sophie. That's what I'm trying to say. But I knew she was gonna be kind of busted for this content. So yeah, definitely if you are planning on buying, she's going to be great for the Obelisk. You should pick her up if you haven't already. Then AoE provoke or just provokes in general. I mean, yes, the Light Johann is cool, but you do have something like the Green Walter who's in a contract that really didn't have a place, and I was actually hoping that he would have a good place. Like for here, so that's going to be great for him. You also have the blue 9 who can fit in that category as well. So if some of you have been saving and stacking up your alliance shot points, then the blue 9 will be a great option to add because he will be able to provide you some form of CC for your team going forward into these dungeons, because it's going to be necessary if you don't have absolute crazy damage moving forward. Then attack bar reduction, like your blue pups, your red lyrays. Like, for the people that chose Lyray over Lucilica, she's definitely gonna have a position there, but you're gonna have to use her burst. So if you don't have the burst formation, it is gonna be a little bit tricky. But blue pup and a few other heroes that can reduce the attack bar of the enemy will be great. It will be great for this battle. Like your green Olivia, even though she's a single target, it can still work here. I even think the green Durhan or the green bird will be decent enough to help out, even though they're not AoE in just single target. So that's some of the tips that I want to give you guys in approaching the obelisk. We might do some more in-depth guides later, I'm not sure, but this is all I wanted to share right now. So I hope this does help someone out there, and if it do, make sure you smash that like button. If it didn't help you, then there is a button for you to press because of that. But that's to each his own. Make sure you join us on Discord so we can keep this conversation going longer, stronger, and better. Subscribe if you're new here. Turn those post notifications on so you can see my content first and not last. And this is your host, Gamer Dude 2088, and I will see you guys in the next video. And I'm out. Deuces.